What's going on in the real estate market? Recently, everyone and their mother has been speculating about the real estate market. So let's just take 2 seconds to talk about the movement in the market and which direction it's currently going in. So recently, most of us know we've seen some pretty historic growth in the real estate market, and that's on a national and a local scale. But for what we're going to talk about today, we're going to have to look back over the last 20 years. And the reason we're going to look back that far is the fact that real estate is a slow-moving game. It differs from the stock market in the fact that you can't look at it on a day-to-day basis. You're going to have to look at it from a monthly, yearly, or even a multi-yearly basis. So let's just take a quick look at this graph that I put together. And just to let you know, this data is specific to Brick, New Jersey. But if we look at the areas surrounding Brick, you'll see that the trends all relatively follow the same patterns. And one could even argue the national trends look similar as well. So as we jump into it, we'll start in the year 2000, where we sold just under 1,500 homes for an average home sales price of about $160,000. In 2001, we sold just over 1,400 homes, and our average home sales price jumped up to $210,000. In 2002, you can see we lulled back a little bit following 9/11, but between the years 2003 and 2007, we'll see a steady trend of growth. And actually, if we take a look deeper into it, between the years 2000 and 2007, we'll find our average home sales price more than double, from $160,000 up to $360,000. And sure, we could blame some of that growth on the events that led us to the 2008 crash, which we'll find brought our average home sales price from $360,000 down to $297,000. And as we follow along the path of time, we'll find that we stayed in the $300,000 mark up until 2012, which is when we had Superstorm Sandy. And we all know that completely devastated our area, and the proof is in the graph, as our average home sales price went down to $207,000 in 2012. And let's talk about riding a wave for a second. I mean, geez. Within the span of 12 years, you went from 100% gains all the way back down to zero. Back-to-back catastrophes, and just as we're recovering from one, bam, we got slammed with another one. But the good news is that since then, between the years 2013 and 2021, we've started to return back to where we were pre-2008, and if you look at the graph, you'll see a steady trend of growth. And only up until 2021, or in 2021, did we surpass where we were in 2008 in regard to home sales price. So this begs the question, is this the market correcting itself from 2008 and then Superstorm Sandy in 2012? And then if we're finally returning back to where we were before 2008, where does the market go now? And the answers to those questions are honestly pretty simple. If we look at the data, it's really hard for one to argue that this isn't the correction for the crash in 2008 and then Sandy in 2012. And if you're gonna ask me my opinion, I would say that the market's gonna continue on the trend that it's on now. And that's because we still have record-breaking supply and demand issues, new home construction is still in high demand, and interest rates, while they're a little volatile, they're still overall manageable. And like anything, or in all markets, what goes up must come down. But pending some type of catastrophe in the near future, I think it's safe to say we're talking years from now, not months or weeks from now. And even then, it's most likely not gonna crash the way it did in 2008. So don't let your fear of a market crash stop you from buying a house, because I promise you that people who waited in 2020 definitely wish they didn't. Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you like, follow, and share for more real estate tips and tricks, and I'll talk to you next time.